This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're in Las Vegas. It's the day of the huge fight here in Vegas. I'm joined by a huge part of Team McGregor, OWEN RODDY. How are you, mate?
Great, fantastic, excited, yeah. All the hard work was done, as you would say. Now they made way perfect yesterday. Now he gets to go in and have fun and display his skills.
How's this week been? Just a quick little summary of, you know, it seems to be a long taxing week as in regards to the media and being pulled about here and there, so it must have been...
Yeah, look, I mean, fight week is the same. To be honest, it hasn't been as manic as most fight weeks for Conor. Like, the UFC seem to put on a lot more, there seems to be a lot more media obligations with the UFC. The boxing, there hasn't been that much. It's, you know, even the press conference, there was no fans allowed in, so it was a bit more relaxed and stuff like that. So I enjoyed the week, you know. But yesterday was the start of the madness. Like that weigh-in yesterday was insane. You know, I don't know how many thousand Irish were in that arena, but it was jam-packed. They were screaming, they were singing, and everybody's buzzing for tonight.
I mean, most people expected Floyd to come in yesterday, obviously a little bit under the 154, but did you expect it to be 5 pounds under?
No, I know he comes in on weight or a little bit under every time. Do you know what I mean? 5 pounds is a bit. You know, obviously he's probably planning to be just, you know, fast and light. You know, but Conor's going to be huge, and Conor's going to be quicker at the weight that he comes in at today. So, you know, it's going to be an exciting fight, most definitely. I
mean, over the last few weeks, we've spoken to, you know, just about everyone in boxing with their opinion about this fight, and we're kind of struggling to find anyone in boxing who's giving McGregor any sort of chance.
Yeah.
Explain to me why he's got more than a chance in this fight.
Well, I mean, from the camp, we see what's going on it. We see what's went on for the past, you know, 5 months. How well Conor has boxed against every type of opponent we put in there, and we went up through the calibers from amateurs to pros, to high level pros, and Conor has schooled everybody. So we can see how well Conor boxes. The boxing pundits and the boxing fans haven't seen that, and obviously they're protecting their sport. You know what I mean. They're never going to go against Mayweather, and you know there's good reason for that as well. Mayweather's 49 and all. But he's fighting somebody that he's never came across ever. This is going to be, he's not going to be able to deal with the way Conor fights, the way he moves, and plus Conor is so powerful. So yeah, it's going to be exciting.
I mean, obviously we saw a little bit of Conor's training. I know it's for the media, so it's different, but yeah, he was kind of mocked for certain things he was doing in that workout, and people were kind of questioning certain things, but you know, people should know not to take really a blindest bit of notice to stuff that we see training wise for the media, because it's kind of constructed for the media. Well,
and when it's new, you know, like anything, when something is new, people completely discredit it. They say it's crazy, they say it's fucking, you know, it's witchcraft or whatever, you know what I mean? And then when it's effective, they come around, you know what I mean? So because they haven't seen anything like that, like as I say, them warm-ups and stuff like that he's been doing, people have been doing that for many years and stuff like that. Just people haven't seen it, so when they haven't seen it, it's like, what is this crazy stuff this guy's doing? But you know, as well, at the end of the day, that will be no reflection of how we will go in and fight, you know, because that's you know, catered for the media that are there to see stuff. We have to give them something that they can use, but we can't give away anything either.
Obviously Conor's been in some huge events, numbers-wise, gate-wise, profile-wise, massive in the UFC. But tell me why Conor won't be fazed or overwhelmed by getting into the boxing ring for the first time on this scale. It's literally the highest level that any person could jump into. There's boxers out there that must be thinking, who've chased a fight with Floyd Mayweather for many years. I use Amir Khan as an example because you know, he chased a fight with Floyd for 2 years, never got it. We have someone from another sport coming into it, effectively making his pro debut. So why won't he be overwhelmed by that alone?
Me personally, I think because he's born to do it. I believe he was put here to be the, you know, this person that defies the odds every embraces the pressure, and then uses it in his advantage, you know. And this has happened every time. Like, these are just constantly levels that, you know, Conor has been, you know, climbing. Every fight before this fight was the biggest fight ever, and the magnitude was immense. And he embraces the pressure, you know, enjoys it, goes out and uses that to put people away. He's going to do the same thing. The more pressure, the better McGregor is, and that's always been the case. And because this is the biggest fight ever, you're going to get the biggest and the best McGregor ever.
What's been interesting is whole build-up, a kind of subplot. Hold on, 1 second. Just picking this out back up with OWEN RODDY. We've just been removed from the win. I've had this all week, Owen. So
just say nothing. We're hiding in a bush.
We're literally hiding in a bush.
Keep this on the QT.
Absolutely. Owen, before we was interrupted, I was saying that an interesting kind of subplot to this has been this whole Paulie Malignaggi sparring situation, which is, you know, it's like the next big talking point to this fight. And to ask your opinion, I don't know if you saw a video with Malignaggi going over to the Mayweather gym a couple of days ago.
I didn't see it.
It's kind of suggesting that they kind of set the whole thing up.
Listen, well, you know, in my opinion, that's when Paulie came in and sparred. He came in and sparred twice. You know, it was close enough to the fight. For us, I believe that would have been in our favour. If he went back and told Mayweather what was going on, I think it would have put fear in Mayweather, because Paulie got schooled. Do you know what I mean? So, and he's got skilled in a way that he couldn't deal with. And if he has to go back and say that, if he was, you know, if he was a spy, is what they're saying, and went back and told Mayweather, you know, you know, this is what he's doing, this is what Mayweather's not going to be able to learn to deal with that in 2 weeks' time. So, if that's the case, it's good for us.
So, I mean, from the initial footage that we saw, I understand some more footage has come out somehow, and but the footage that Dana White released, the kind of under 30 seconds clip, Paulie Malignaggi obviously suggesting that this is heavily edited to make it look a certain way, but I'm assuming you was there that day.
Of course I was,
So just in your opinion, just explain to me, because you could be talking about another clip that we don't know, you know, or another part of the sparring that we don't know about because we haven't seen it, but that footage in particular, is that as accurate as...
Yeah, all I'd say is Paulie got beat every round. He got knocked down, and that's it. Paulie knows, and you know, maybe down the line you might see more footage, but he's saying that it was heavily edited and stuff. It wasn't heavily edited. They showed the knockdown from 2 angles. That's it. So. And
just finally about that bit, obviously Paulie then went on to say that, you know, he'll fight McGregor. You know, we have to see what obviously happens after tonight, but. You know, is that something that's been discussed in camp, that fight with Paulie Malignaggi?
No, not really. But you never know. The thing is, you never know. But there's a queue the size of the Las Vegas Strip that wants to fight McGregor. So just jump in and take a ticket and wait your turn. You know what I mean?
Just talk to me about your relationship with Conor McGregor. You're his striking coach.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got John Kavanagh. And other members of the team, but talk to me about your role specifically with Conor and how it's been for this camp.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, people ask me like what background I came from. I was a mixed martial artist. I fought for many years. I was a sparring partner when Conor came in. I was there before him, fighting and sparring. We were both southpaws, so we became very close sparring partners. We also would do a lot of striking together because we're both southpaws and we were figuring out shots and stuff like that. And then I retired and kind of took up the role to do pad work and stuff for Conor, and that just developed into what it is today. Yeah, we have a great relationship, and we put things back and forth, and that's the same as it is now today for this fight. It's a team effort. You know what I mean? And for me, because I've done most of the striking for the past couple of years with Conor, I'm in the headline now.
I mean, obviously I don't expect you to comment on this, but I think that the first round itself, the first opening few seconds, just to see from our point of view how Conor shapes up, and just that initial exchange or whatever happens is very interesting in this fight, just to see, because we're not used to it. You know, obviously we've seen Mayweather against various opponents, but this is kind of a brand new thing. People can have their opinion, but how this fight starts is obviously yet to be seen. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah, all I can say is Conor has an unbelievable ability to figure people out, and I don't think it's going to take him too long to figure out Mayweather and then start landing shots, you know. And I've said this many times before with all of his other opponents, that on paper people said he couldn't touch, he couldn't deal with. I've watched it for 12 years now. We bring in any fighter, any style, Conor moves around with them, sees the way they move, sees their predictable patterns, puts the shots in and puts them away. And it'll be only a matter of time.
Final thing, Owen. The team, Conor McGregor, are you going in tonight expecting Conor to knock Mayweather out?
Most definitely. Oh, there's no doubt in our mind. He's going to go in, he's going to knock him out. The whole world will just go insane. They won't know which way to take it. You know what? People will come out with excuses. It was this, it was that. You know, we won't care about any of that. But the result will stand. It'll be a knockout for McGregor, and that's it.
Played with the possibility of the fight going the distance as well, obviously.
I don't see the fight going the distance. You know, I as I said, Conor will figure him out and land those shots, and nobody can take the shots. Nobody.
Well, listen, we haven't got long. It's the morning of the fight here, so I appreciate your time. I know you're obviously tied up and very busy, Owen, so I appreciate your time here.
Great fun.
Even though we've been thrown out today.
Yeah, hopefully I can get back in. That's the only thing. I'll be kit bagging all up there, so hopefully I can get back into the hotel.
We'll be all right. All be murders.
Yeah.
Owen Roddy, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Best of luck tonight, and yeah, like I said, the Irish will be full force tonight. They've been all week.
It's going to be good fun.
Drunk the place out there.
Yeah,
so, top man.